In the past week, I've heard from some in our congregation who have wondered why I did not make a statement about the assassination of Charlie Kirk last Sunday. First, I want to share that we are grieved over Charlie's death. We are heartbroken for the evil that it represents. We are dismayed by any political violence. Charlie's death is a tragic loss. We feel for his wife and young kids. He was a man made in the image of God, and all life is a sacred gift. The purpose of God's church is to exalt Christ and make Jesus known to the world. So I generally don't wade into contemporary political issues. It's also our goal during our Sunday worship service to experience God, to worship Him alone. And Jesus is our good shepherd. He has asked me to shepherd His flock here at Oak Haven. So I want to focus all of our attention on Jesus. I try to remove all distractions to that aim. So I thought this video would be a good venue to communicate some ideas around Charlie's death. Political issues do impact us. And I know that Charlie's horrible assassination has impacted many on a very deep level. Many admire Charlie for his faith in Jesus, for his courage in the public square, for his commitment to the freedom of speech. He represents many of the biblical values which are often under attack in our culture. Others may not agree with Charlie's approach, his tone, or even some of his views. And I want to give you a few encouragements as you process what is happening in our world today. First, value kingdom unity above political alignment. I love that our church values God's kingdom first. Jesus taught us to seek first the kingdom. And when I see brothers and sisters serving side by side, who I know may not vote the same way, I love that they are putting Jesus' priorities of the kingdom first. Next, let's have a deep compassion for those who are hurting. We feel for Charlie's family and his closest friends, but I also want us to realize that many around us may be hurting too. We can love our neighbors well. When Jesus taught on loving neighbors, He pointed out people who are different than us. So loving our neighbor probably means loving someone who may vote differently than you. Our county is divided almost perfectly in half when it comes to election day. Chances are good that someone who you sit next to in church thinks about complex political issues a little differently than you do. Let's not assume that everyone agrees with our view. Truth matters. Let's be people who seek out the truth. There are a lot of narratives, conspiracy theories, and even slanderous statements floating around there on the internet in the wake of Charlie's death. If you want to know what is true about something, then you should do more work to find out. Read about it. Think deeply. Engage in conversation with others. Seek God. Read the Bible. God's truth will win the day if we seek Him. I want to encourage you to evaluate your algorithm. Most of us are online in some form. The people who design our online platforms are feeding us something. And whether we like it or not, that is forming us. Sometimes we're being informed by sources that are not true or good or noble or praiseworthy. So let's be thoughtful about what we are putting into our minds. The Bible teaches us to guard our hearts. This might mean that you could consider fasting from social media for a time. Engaging with others online can bring us frustration and can sometimes create trauma for us. God wants us to guard our hearts so they can be in alignment with Him. There is a real enemy, but it isn't your political opponent. We must not sow more hatred. God calls us to be peacemakers. Jesus has already won victory, and His call is for us to be a faithful presence out in the world and to show the truth of God's great love. That should be our message to the world, that we are ready to love our neighbor, to show the truth that Jesus is risen from the dead, He has defeated death, and He has won victory for us.